Ready for this? Okay, so what's up, culture?
Hello.
What's
What's
good?
up? We back with another Tipsy Talk Tuesday where we discuss everything from pop culture to politics. My name is Jaren,
My name is Celeste.
I'm Rashad.
and we love to see you back here with us. And we're going to get the bills paid first. So that's like, comment, subscribe. Go to our Patreon at Up Culture and click the notification bell. Make sure the thumbs up and all that. It helps the channel grow, helps people find us. And last but not least, follow us on Instagram at everything underscore up culture. All right, so let's get into it. We're going to start off with the what do you mean?
What do you mean? Oh, what do you mean? Said you're running out of time. What do you mean?
What you mean?
What you mean?
What you mean?
And that is just where we discuss works of art and we discuss their meaning. So this week I sent in another picture to you guys and I want to know what you guys think this picture means. What do you think, Rashad?
Man, that picture stressed me out. I think that it's people show their ugly side when they're on the internet. That's what it is. Like people will become fucking monsters behind a fucking keyboard and say what they want to do, what they want, without consequences or repercussions. Like they can't be touched. That's what I think.
Spot on. What you think, Celeste?
I completely agree. The way I looked at the picture was just how like you can be sucked into the internet and you can become that may not even be who you are, but it's like we call them keyboard killers. You know what I'm saying? Like behind a keyboard, you safe. You feel like
Mm-hmm.
you just say and type and do whatever you want to do behind a keyboard, but in reality, you not about that smoke. So I
Yeah.
just look at it as a way of like just allowing social media and the internet to suck you in and become a monster, like Rashad was saying, like not who you are, just a complete ugh,
Yeah. I
different
think
person.
something one of the interesting things is not only that you can tell from the picture that they're on Facebook, which I see the most. It's negativity on all social media, but Facebook is just a whole nother just it's like it just feeds off negativity.
Yeah.
That's one thing I noticed. Second thing I noticed is that it's other monsters when he goes through the computer. So it's
Hmm.
like he's conforming to what everybody else is doing, how everybody else is being. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Everybody being ugly, I'm gonna be ugly too.
That's a good perspective.
Yeah, so it's really that I saw that picture and I was like, yeah, we gotta talk about this one.
What do you
That's
mean? I'm
so true.
serious.
It's so true. It's like people lose themselves on social media. Like you stuff you would never say in person is just like the easiest thing for somebody to type up, and it really lets you know where a lot of people hearts are. Um, but when they got anonymity or when they away from other people.
Damn internet thugs.
Yeah.
Well, what I love
It's
most about where we
true.
are in society, I have a love hate, but I really love cancel culture. I love that people can't just post shit because Black Twitter, will find you if you ain't that safe. They will find you and they will get you fired. You got to watch what the hell you saying on Bill Gates'
Absolutely.
internet. For real.
He said I love cancel culture.
Cancel their ass. Get rid of them.
Okay.
Cancel. Oh my goodness. But yeah, that's a really good image,
That's
and it's very thought provoking. Okay. So next it is time for tipsy time. Even though we not already started drinking. Tipsy time, tipsy time, tipsy time.
You know.
Tipsy time. Of course, we play a game. We play the game throughout the whole show after each segment. So the game we're playing today is Truth or Dare.
Is it truth or drink or truth or dare?
It's Truth or Dare, but you gotta drink. It's a drinking game.
Okay.
So regardless, I'm drinking.
If you don't tell the truth or you don't drink, or you don't do the dare, you gotta drink. So I'm gonna start with Celeste. It says, "I dare you to open your front door and howl like a wolf."
She already
Okay, how loud do I have to be? Because my
Yeah, you already outside.
Huh?
I said you already outside. You can just go for it. Howl like a wolf.
Oh, I like outside. Okay, so I could do it sitting down. I don't have to actually open my door.
Nah.
Nah, you already outside, ain't it?
That's true. Okay, okay, I'm already outside. I'm thinking of okay. how do wolves howl?
You gotta do it louder. You gotta do it louder.
You use your inside howl. I don't like it.
I sound like a chicken. I feel like I don't sound like a wolf. I sound like a chicken.
You're like, oops. Dang. Why
That's
did
the
that?
most y'all getting out of me. Because my daughter will be like, Mommy, what's going on? Hold up.
Okay. It says, who in the room do you think makes the most money, Rashad?
Me?
I'm about to say.
I don't know nobody else pocket, so I'm gonna have to say me.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's true. Okay.
I'm a drink though.
It says, I dare you to put on your clothes inside out. Well, we're not doing that, so I'm going to drink.
It would look the same, huh?
It's like highlighter, like.
Okay.
It's like a tangerine orange.
Yeah, it's like, it's bright.
I was just gonna say pink.
It's pretty though.
It's pretty. Okay. So that's the game. And we'll get back to it after this segment. It is time for Up On Culture. Up On Culture. Okay, so did y'all hear or read or anything about Dr. Umar coming for Kevin Samuels, basically saying, nigga, you an agent, like on some, he was kind of like on some, you destructive to our community, my brother type shit.
I didn't hear Dr. Umar first. I heard Kevin Samuels first, where he referred, he was taking shots at him by the school and how he was talking nice to women and all of that. But Dr. Umar called this man a utopian beta male. That shit was the funniest shit I've ever heard in my goddamn life. You don't listen to these utopian beta males. Verbatim.
Okay.
Call him utopian.
Beta
We're
males.
going to put them right where they need to lay.
I mean, and it's so sad that, like, he gotta be the one, he like 1 in 100 of people with platforms that came out and said, this is wrong. What you doing is wrong. It's like, what is going on with our society, with our community? It's so much hate and vitriol. It's like, why y'all so mad?
It's something about it feels like hyper masculinity and toxicity. I was listening to a bunch of segments today on with Kevin Samuels, and women were saying like, yo, you talk harsh to us, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to speak to, like, we get your point, you're not wrong, but Like, and one girl he asked a question. Well, name another man with a platform that speaks to women in a way that you think is more appropriate. And the girl said Dr. Umar. And he's like, oh, you talking about the same Dr. Umar who asking for money but ain't built a school and this and that and just going in on him. And I'm just like, it's like you got a platform and you got an audience and you got an opportunity to make a difference. And with anything, I think you should know your audience. You should know who you're speaking to. Now, on the other hand, I do think that the reason his platform has grown as big as it has is because women give him the space to say the things that he says. You know, people feed into things and it grows. But if people check people on things, then they adjust. But nobody's checked him, so he feels right in his stance to behave the way he does. Mm-hmm. And don't get me wrong, I feel like Dr. Umar is problematic in his own way too. But I definitely think that there's a right and a wrong way to uplift the culture. And if it's not to grow and to edify and to build and to make things better, then why say it? It's like he almost gets on the internet to shit on women. That's what it sounds like.
That's what he does.
What does your husband say? And girls are like, oh, I'm not married. And he's like, huh, I wonder why. Like, that's a dig. Why you moving like that?
And you ain't married. You single.
Or been married multiple times. You can't even make a relationship work, but you feel like you're the poster child on relationship advice.
Yeah.
How did that work?
It's ridiculous. And his followers, my thing about him is that, I don't know if I said this last week, but brainwashing by repetition, I'm really big on telling people about that because they don't seem to understand that it's so easy to fall down any rabbit hole on the internet. Mm-hmm. Especially with the algorithms, it just feeds you back what you saw. So now you getting repetition of the same stuff over and over again. Next thing you know, you hate all women and you don't know why.
Facts.
But because you've been watching content that's programming you. So it's just.
And I tell people all the time, you have to be careful. Like, I know a lot of people who are big into like self-help, and they go to YouTube and they listen to people give these speeches and self-help talks. And it's just like, that's a dangerous game to play. Like, but people are so lost, and we live in such an influential world where everybody can be an influencer and everybody can have a platform. And when you lost, you don't know what to do. The first thing you do is like run to prayer. You don't run to meditation. You don't run to someone with some credibility. You hop on the internet looking for a play-by-play on what you should do. And a lot of times people want to mimic what other people have done, and they feel like, and people know that. So it's like, oh, well, I'm going to show you how to be a millionaire because I'm a millionaire. That ain't your, you know what I'm saying? That's not what God has for you. Or if he does, you're not going to get it the same way that someone else got it. But instead, you're feeding somebody else's pockets by letting them guide you down this road that ain't for you. Because you so lost.
It's just like I told Celeste, like, we're at the point where people will follow blindly anybody who has enough confidence to cut on the camera and talk. If you can talk, it's like that validates you for some reason. You just being on your platform. It doesn't matter if what you're saying is nonsensical or damaging or divisive or anything. As long as you speak, there's an audience for it. Mm-hmm. And that's sad because the collective consciousness should be like, we're going to book that. That's low vibrational. I don't want nothing to do with that. But it's so many lost people.
Many people are in this collective conscious. Like, most people aren't conscious of what they're doing and what they're saying and what they're putting in their bodies and their minds. You got to be intentional with anything. And most of us are walking around on autopilot.
Yeah, like zombies for real. But enough about Mr. Scamuels. Okay. Bobby Paul Edwards is the name of the man who enslaved a black man for years. Now, it's been a while since I wrote this, so y'all might have to freshen me up on what all the details of the story, if y'all can remember. But yes, he made him work for about 10 years. With, I think, little to no pay. And the man who he did this to is a mentally ill black man. And he used to hurt him. He was afraid for his life from Bobby Edwards. So what y'all think about that?
Celeste, you want to go first?
Um, I'll just say that this is just one of the many stories. You know what I mean? This is just one of the many stories that one of the stories that we get to hear. You know what I'm saying? One of the stories that we can Google and we can research.
Mm-hmm.
But this same type of manipulation and deprivation and toxicity and greed and just evilness it has perpetuated for years and years. This is it's not to say that what this man went through is invalidated, but it's more so there's so many stories like this, and it makes me sick to my stomach because this is just one of the reasons why we can't forget racism. We can't forget what has happened to our ancestors. I mean, I'm sure like you all's family members. Like my grandmother's grandmother was sold as a slave, where my family has land now. But you know what I'm saying? Like that, she was sold as an Indian slave. So it's like, it's another story, and it's another example as to why we don't need to just be quiet and shut up about racism and segregarity and slavery, because it's real and it's still prominent and it still has a whole effect on all of our lives individually. It's going to have an effect on our children's lives if something does not happen. You know what I mean? Like that's just the reality of it.
We're living in a time where our kids are. This is happening when our kids are born. Like I'm no longer a child. Like it's still happening. That's wild. Like it is crazy. And I had to take a minute before I even spoke on this, but I will say in the most tasteful way, I hope that those 10 years of prison are the most traumatic thing that ever happened to him. I hope he get all his karma in whatever way they decide to manifest themselves in that jail cell. And I heard that the guy got $285,000 like in reparation money, and I don't feel like that's enough. And I don't feel like 10 years is enough. And I don't feel like justice was served, because it is already deplorable to be a racist in this society. It's already horrible to enslave someone in this society, but you do it to someone who is mentally challenged, who cannot advocate for themselves, who cannot stand up for themselves, who cannot protect themselves. It is disgusting. And I hope, and I don't say this often, I'm like Mr. Positivity most of the time, but woo, when I read it, I just hope that whatever comes his way is what he deserves, because it's disgusting. And we just still live in a world where we're not protected, where minorities are not protected, where sick people are not protected, where 10 years of this, how long did this go on? Who said something? Where was this person's family? How many, he didn't get paid. And if it's a business, were there other employees? Who said something? And why did it have to get to this point before something happened? It really pisses me off that people live in fear of speaking up. And I always say not doing something is worse than doing it. Like, you see it happening, you don't say nothing. You mind your business. And even if you don't want to get into a direct altercation, there's something that you can do. People fucking disgust me. Y'all might have to edit it out. But I sometimes ask God to put me on a planet with just animals. At least with animals, they're gonna fuck with you, and they might fuck you up. That's understandable. Put me in a room with a lion, and I'm gonna expect to be attacked. It's okay. But people, all right, I'm off my soapbox.
No, I feel you though.
It's all valid.
It's definitely disgusting. And to me, it just shows that we have you don't want to think of it like that, but we have a mortal enemy that we did not choose. We did not choose these people to be our mortal enemy, but they just are. And it's like we try to give them chance after chance after chance. And this the type of shit we get. Shot in the street like a dog, you know,
Harassed.
enslaved. And it was another story similar to this one where it was a woman. And I think they had her from like when she was a child, I believe. I have to find that story, but it's just sad that this still goes on. And then you got people who racists who feel like, they can say things like, "Oh, my ancestors used to own you." Like I've heard people say that. I've heard them say it, but it's like
I always wish that
we
people had.
always we are always the ones got to turn the other cheek.
Yeah.
I wish that these encounters would happen to me. I am never. I wish that people had the nerve, the gall, and the audacity to approach me the way they approach these people. Because I throw hands. Like I'll run you over in my car. Like I don't care. And every time I see you, it's on site. Every time I see you, I will beat your ass for my ancestors, for my kids, for my people, for this culture. Because if we don't eventually like fuck turning the other cheek, like, and I'm a peaceful person. I really try to like combat ignorance with love, but people got a lot of fucking audacity and Trump and all these other, like, Trump really inspired people to come back out and be openly racist.
Yeah.
And now that he gone, people still, like, you know what I'm saying? They still riding that high. That's what gave them the fucking audacity to fucking pull up to the Capitol. Like, and they feel justified. They feel right about it. Like, in what world does this make sense? Who acts like this?
Yeah, it's the Twilight Zone.
I'm gonna get an ass a lobotomy.
It's the Twilight Zone, and it's just sad that we like I said, we constantly have to be the bigger person, and it's always, oh, we're gonna practice forgiveness because the Lord said. I'm just like,
I know I couldn't have been no slave. God knew what he was doing. He put me in the generation he did. Because I'd be a dead some bitch.
Yeah.
You got me fucked up. I'm not picking no cotton today. So.
I might have been a house slave, but they would have been like, chop her head off because she disrespectful. She ain't trying to do nothing. They would have been like,
Listen, every chance I get a fucking master, fuck you.
No.
Yeah, I probably would have been one of them rebel slaves.
No, yeah,
right now,
absolutely. You got me burnt out. No. Mm-mm. But I mean, it's a control thing. I'm gonna shut up after this, but I think that it's a control thing. It's a control thing, and it's a manipulation, and it's a power trip because ultimately you can't just take any type of black man or any black individual and manipulate them. And now you can try to interfere with their job and things like that, but you took a person that had no control, no grasp on reality to know what was going on. So that tells you this is a sick individual who decided to do this to someone that could not even defend themselves or even grasp what was going on. So that's a power trip. That's control.
And it's growing back
a sick individual.
I'm sure he was grown that way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Dude, for a long time, like, you, with any type of abuse, nobody just jumps into abuse. It's slow. It starts verbally and it progresses to physicalness. And in order to keep people in control, you give them rewards and you know what I'm saying? You punish them, you kill their self-esteem. And that's what people who are right in their mind. I don't even know, I can't even fathom what it would feel like to already have to, as a person with a disability, have to lean on other people for support. You got to trust what other people say. You really can't do a lot in your own life. You don't have the space and the anonymity to just be who you are. And so you groom a person to a normalcy. Like, he stayed there so long, not even thinking that it was bad. He was probably scared and hurt, but eventually you just think it's normal to get your ass beat. You think it's normal to be talked to a certain type of way. And nobody's taught him better. And nobody protected him. And I hate the world. That's sad.
It's very sad. And my thing is like the obsessions with us and hurting us, it's like, when does it end? We've been doing this for centuries now. Like, when does it end? And it feels like it's never going to, and they won't let it go. This whole thing, the concept of race in and of itself is made up just to do stuff, the stuff that's happening right now.
To what?
And it happened in the past. It was literally made up just for that purpose.
It's nothing but inferiority.
Yeah. So it's
If you
my
didn't
thing
feel
is
inferior to a
my
race, whether or
my
not
thing
you want to admit it or not, you would not feel like you needed to beat down a race of people.
if they were nothing. You know what I'm saying? It has to be. It's just like when people come at you online and you know you look good as hell, but it's some haters. You know what I'm saying? It's something about us
Just
that
make
you
you
can't get over.
want to do something. Like,
Yeah, it's something about us that that they can't get over. You know what I'm saying? They can't move on from. It's just ridiculous. But I'm off that. Okay, the next story that I want to talk about is Will Smith coming out and talking about his weight gain, and he got a lot of support from people. And what do y'all think? Like, do y'all think he needed to talk about his weight gain, or
appreciate
was
him appropriating big nigga culture because I've been doing this. This is okay.
he?
I don't appreciate you just trying to slide in on some. Listen, I've been here. This has been my platform, sir. Like, it's cool. I'm gonna let him share the spotlight because he creating awareness for it or whatever. But all I'm saying is, don't come trying to ride a hype, sir. You know what I'm saying? You skinny. You had a six pack. You've been eating in quarantine. Nah, I've been eating my whole life, sir. Don't even worry about it. We still here.
He said I've been eating my whole life.
I think it's cool that he's doing it, and I think it's cool that people are chiming in and supporting it. Like, they got little challenges going on. I think that something that is not regularly talked about is body positivity for men. Um,
Right.
granted, I don't think that that's necessarily where the platform is being taken, but I do think that creating awareness for men and to love themselves, bigger or smaller, no matter the size, like, we need just as much love and encouragement as anybody else. Like, nobody walks around thinking about the fat boy and how his self-esteem is hurt and how he
Yeah.
feels comfortable and how it's a struggle to buy clothes. Like, that's something that is been specifically designed to objectify women. But we are all people, and we all have things about ourselves that we don't like. So I think it's very cool that it's happening. Not in a way I would want it to happen, but it's happening. But whatever. Like, I think it's funny and cool.
Yeah. I definitely know, like, my man, he's a big guy, and he's been rejected just based on his size. Like, literally just based on his size. So I know that sounds like it will be hurtful as fuck. Like, just to be rejected just based on your body shape. But I do think it's good to have body positivity and also promote healthy habits, because everybody that's small is not healthy, and everybody that's big is not sloppy and unhealthy and not doing anything. You never, people don't know people, and they be like, why don't you get in the gym? That person probably been in the gym for months and they're on their way to their progress. But it's not gonna happen overnight. You don't snap your fingers and just be skinny. You know what I'm saying? So it's either way. I think being healthy, as long as you're eating healthy and right, that's what matters. But a lot of people are fat phobic, and they just want to be mean to bigger people for the sake of being mean to bigger people. They act like this is rooted in trying to help, but you're not telling this person terrible shit about themselves because you love them. So yeah, I cut out that lie. That's a lie. But so what you think, Celeste?
I think it. I think what he's doing is just showing how most of us human beings that have been through quarantine and this whole phase of a new life and all of that, I feel like he's showing people like, look, I'm Will Smith and I've gained weight too. You know what I mean? So it's like whether you already big or you skinny and you gained weight, like I'm just showing you something real. Like he probably has dietitians and personal trainers and all of that, but that didn't matter in the midst of a pandemic. So he gained weight just like anyone else. And so I like that aspect of him just being human and saying like whether and whether he was comfortable with it or not, like, look, I've gained weight, I'm gonna go on a weight loss journey, whatever. It just shows people like, we're all in this together. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody, I feel like anybody that was somewhat human gained at least 5 or 10 pounds during
Yeah.
quarantine, just naturally, because there were so many things that were not accessible to us. Um, you know what I mean? Depression, not being able to go places, like all of that had a lot to do with weight gain for many people. So,
Just
and
and
like
not
Rashad
big.
was saying, there aren't many advocates for men. There really aren't. Like you see women weight loss trainers, you see women, like, you know what I'm saying? Like men don't have the same advocates, in my opinion, that women
Right.
have. There are men trainers, don't get me wrong, but you know, you don't see the vulnerability. You don't see the same type of vulnerability in just advocacy
Yeah.
for women that there, for men that there are for women.
I
So
mean,
I like it. I like it.
in media and everything, and the programs that we watch, being a big man is usually played off for a joke. So it's really not taking like their feelings into consideration.
Right.
Like, there's the funny big girl, but you also have a lot of let me get her a man, and have him be in love with them curves. You know what I'm saying? But the
What I'm
guy,
is bigger advocacy for women, um, and I ultimately think that consumerism is something that makes anything. If people are able to make money off of something, then they'll invest in it. And it hasn't been talked about. And I do think that I don't know. As for me personally, as men, you already, in my opinion, in the society I grew we have to tell them how we like them, to show general interest. You're already kind of putting yourself out there to be rejected. You're always there. But to walk around thinking like, damn, I'm like, you're not gonna like my size. Like, this is the one thing about it. Took me a long time to just be like, nigga, you may be a big nigga, but you're a cute nigga. No, don't flex. I can dress. I look good. I got all my teeth. I got a nice smile. I got a great personality, and I know how to make some money. So it's like, if the one thing that anybody can say about you is you big, I can lose weight, but there are worse characteristics physically and internally than being big. And
yeah,
if you don't know how to love yourself, and if someone doesn't know how to love you for where you are, then they don't deserve you. And until you love yourself for where you are, nobody else will know how to love you. And unfortunately, that's not something that's taught to men. That's not something that's taught to big men. Body positivity does not exist. And it's not even talked about or kind of made an awareness, which is why that's kind of what I want to use my platform for, is to just encourage, not even just men, but women too. Like, I want to still encourage women, but I think that there's not a space where men can be comfortable saying like, yo, it sucks that I can't go find clothes in the store. Because big ain't big, the big ain't the equal. You know what I'm saying? Some people, if you shorter, you probably rounder. If you taller, then you probably got weight in different ways. But we don't talk about these things. But I'm using my platform for that, to make sure that big niggas get love too. We need love.
yeah,
Because
yeah, I do.
I want to move to Alaska where every day is big nigga season. Something like that. I always need to.
And they get a stimulus check. They get UBI every month. So Alaska might be the move for real. The last I was gonna talk about Tiny and Shekinah falling out, but I don't really know what's going on with that. And anyway,
Oh,
so I want to talk about Serena Williams and her looking
whoever did that to her was fucked up. I will say that. That is a big, fine chocolate woman, and somebody sent her out to be played. And this narrative that she bleached her skin is dumb as shit because you can still see her black ass hands and her black ass knees, and it's still black as shit.
I just don't understand what happened.
I'm just hoping that that's photoshopped because I feel like I don't think that she would represent herself that way. Um, I don't think that that's something that she would personally want or do. You know what I mean? Like I don't. That doesn't make. I feel like we have to take heed to the fact that technology has gone so far now, to where we don't really know what is photoshopped, what is and isn't real anymore.
Yeah.
And that's really questionable. You know what I'm saying? Like that's giving me like.
I mean, Celeste, you and I have been on sets together where we've seen like makeup done weird. Like, all I'm saying is I zoomed in on the kneecap and it was still black as hell.
Yeah, like I know that's still her. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm just like I don't understand what the objective.
Yeah, I don't get what's going on.
Somebody played her. Whoever did that damn makeup played her. Whoever did the photography played her. That's what happened.
She definitely should have a problem with them. Because I would.
Instagram. I was reading an article about it, and she posted it, and then after the comments or whatever about the bleaching her skin, she took it down.
Hold on, so she posted that picture herself?
Yeah, she posted it on her page.
I wonder what she thought it was giving.
It's giving me Beyonce, but not Beyonce. Like it's giving me like
It's giving like I want to
wanting her to
making a white people face.
be like.
Yeah, I just don't know what she could have thought it was giving.
Strange.
Nobody understood the assignment.
Yeah, it's giving weird. That's what
I mean, I will say, like the features, she still is giving me the features of an African woman.
Yeah,
but it's just like her skin bleached, and it wasn't until I started traveling out of the country that I realized how many countries bleach their skin. I went to Dubai; they had skin bleaching soaps. I went to the Dominican Republic; they had skin bleaching soaps. You know what I mean? It's like Aruba.
They bleach in Africa, baby.
Yeah, and it's so weird to me because I was like, I'm trying to get I need all my melanin popping. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm light skinned, but I want to
be tan.
I'm not trying to be pale.
It's always been that way since the Europeans and the Caucasoids decided to plane the Earth. But
yeah,
and you can tell that even based on the representation in film, and really with anything, when it comes to like media and modeling and music and anything, even the fact that Beyonce was the lead singer of Destiny Child, so somebody brought up Beyonce, it's like she was put up front because she was the lighter one, like, and that's what. Like, she still got blonde hair and light skin, and they paint her this way because that's what sells. People want light skin, blonde hair, blue eyed, real Nazi type.
I agree, but I will say I think that Beyonce did have the vocals that set her apart from Kelly and Michelle. At the end of the day, that's just my opinion. I feel like
Kelly
Beyonce vocally was.
I think Kelly is just every bit as talented as Beyonce. I think that she is.
I agree.
Well, yeah.
I do agree.
I just don't think she had the moment to shine, and I think that success propels confidence. And when you living in somebody's shadow, then it's hard to kind of believe in yourself as much. Beyonce was always propped up, and she had the success to back up the confidence.
That's a good way to look at it, because that could mean that, like, I'm not saying Kelly didn't have the same vocals. I'm just saying that Beyonce, we see her range from like she can hit opera notes. You know what I'm saying? Like she has a range out of this world. But I can see absolutely, if it were to be two out of Destiny's Child, absolutely it would be Kelly and Beyonce. Hands down. I've always loved it. But you know what I mean? Like I've always loved Kelly too. But I feel like that makes sense. Maybe Kelly didn't reach her full potential because she didn't get the same gratification and the same acknowledgement and just appreciation as Beyonce, or even just like the whole like nurturing. You know what I'm saying? It is all about nurturing a voice because Beyonce has been able to always sing, but it has taken years of practice and coaching and all of that to really grow her vocals.
Yeah.
So I can see how Kelly got the I can see how Kelly got the shorter end of the stick. Absolutely. I can see that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But when it comes to bleaching, like I went to school, when I first went off to college, I went to Russ. Russ had a lot of African students. And we was in a class one day, and my friend from Ghana, he basically was like, they choose women that are a certain color, and he literally pointed at me and said, we want somebody that's like that color, and I was like, like what the fuck, what the fuck? But it was like it's one of those things like where you get this weird compliment where it's like I don't like that. I don't
I
like
want
that.
it. I want it.
I don't like it. I don't like it. Thank
It's
you.
a
I don't like it.
weirdo right now. I don't like it.
Yeah, that's like fetishizing. It's I don't know. It's weird, but yes, they have it all over the world, and some countries are louder and prouder about bleaching, especially in Asia.
Hmm. In
They
India, and
they
yeah,
want that
well, which
milky
part of
white skin. They be want milky white skin over in
I
Asia. So
like
Yeah.
love. I grew up always. My type has always been light skin, and I'm ashamed to say it now. But when I got to college, I dated a Nigerian girl. She's clap off black, and I thought she was beautiful. You know,
yeah,
it really just kind of woke me up to like, all right, I don't really have a type. I like women who are nice and pretty and smart, and it opened me up to a different. It expanded my horizons on the way that I view beauty. But
yeah.
uh, we all grew up like that. Uh,
I was just about to say like because the a lot of us watch TV. Most of us watch TV and indulged in the entertainment industry and everything, and we were brainwashed again. So we were conditioned to want
to think
light to either be lighter or have lighter. That was conditioning. So some of us grew out of that, and some people still stayed in it. But it definitely was conditioned. It was programming our minds to think like that. So,
celebrities.
I had a different experience.
like, I mean, it's not surprising.
I had a different experience because I was I am light skinned. I'm light skinned. But all of my family, as you all know, is brown skin, dark skin. So I always loved and valued and appreciated darker skin.
Hmm.
So for me, and I tan very like if the sun hits me, I get darker, and
That's
I
as
love it. You know
all
what
black.
I'm saying? I'm like,
Two
let me
minutes.
soak up all this melanin. I love it, but it's like for me it was different because, and I think it was different because it was one of those situations where you know how people feel comfortable saying things to you because you are lighter or because they don't know you're in that in between. They don't know what you are. You could pass as Puerto Rican, Latina, black, mixed, you know what I'm saying, white. You could pass as so many different things. So people feel comfortable saying things to you that I will check you for, you know what I'm saying? And like, don't get comfortable. And so for me, it was like I always loved darker skin. I always loved brown skin, dark skin. You know what I mean? It was, but I understand how social media and TV had influence. But I can say personally, my experience was different because I saw how me being light skinned in certain situations. I've had my situations where I've been treated like dirt, like you're other, you're black, or you know what I'm saying. It doesn't. It's like all it takes is 1%. All it takes is a drop of being black, and you are treated as such. But I've also had experiences where people feel comfortable to say and do things that are not appropriate and that are disrespectful, and
Like put
regardless
you
of
on a
that,
pedestal.
huh?
Like put you on a pedestal or fetishize you.
Yeah, and it like it's been situations where I was with my brown skinned cousin, and they're like, "You're so gorgeous! Oh my gosh!" Da da da. Who is that? Your friend? And I'm like, "No, that's my first cousin. Our mothers are sisters, so she's just as beautiful."
People be
You know
disrespectful.
what I mean? So it's those types of things. It's like that type of ignorance that I've never been able to level with or understand, because I'm like, really, my family, all of us look, you all know, all of us look the exact same. Like, we all look very much alike. We're just all different skin tones. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It's either light, brown, or dark skin. But we all
But
favor
speak
each
about the
other.
thing for sure.
Yeah, we all favor each other like no other. So,
Well,
but
it's really just another version of racism, of classism, of
exactly.
Yeah. It's colorism.
yeah, it's just another form of all right. Well, if we are gonna accept black people, we want them light niggas, like, and it's gross. And unfortunately, we buy into it. We bought into it. The world has bought into it. We are the most hated people on this earth, and what do we do about it?
Yeah. Well, I'm glad she didn't bleach her skin. I thought she did. But I put a question mark beside it because I was like, bleaching? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
I
Okay.
think that's edited.
Can we take pop
That's
or two?
this time. Okay. Let's see. Celeste, have you ever been in a fist fight?
Have I? I don't like to talk about fighting because I don't like to fight.
You
But
don't
we
beat and
have
tell.
fight. Huh?
I said you don't beat and tell.
I thought you said you beat that. I was gonna say I beat that bitch with a bottle. Let me not be ratchet. No. Yeah. I don't like to fight. I have had two or three fights in my life. Actual fist fights. I called you on my first fight. Sharon is like, she was the first person I called after my
That
first
little
fight.
boy you beat up.
I did. I did. My
I
mom was
remember a fight in
there.
the parking lot. You
You
came
had
to
to fight in
my
the
house.
parking lot?
You did.
No, I got in a fight in an apartment. It started out in a parking lot.
I was finna say hold up, cause you ain't tell me this.
Yeah, it started. Yeah, it was. Yeah, but yeah, I don't. I'm all about peace and love, and that's my thing. I don't like to have to fight,
But
but
I
I don't like
But
to
I was
argue because I'm
bad.
not about to do all this.
Cause I throw
No,
hands.
I throw hands.
yeah, we just gonna get straight to it. I'm not about to. No, mm-mm. It takes too much energy to argue with people. So we're
Yeah.
either gonna like hug it out and get over it, or we're gonna chat about it. And
And get over it.
exactly, because I'm gonna go on about my day. Okay.
Okay. So the next one says, this is for you, Rashad. It says, I dare you to moan each of the other players' names.
Dog, I'm laughing. I'm laughing. Oh,
Oh, okay.
God. But I'm thinking of a man. Come on, get that bass. Come on, bass.
You want Marvin Gaye or you want Barry White?
Very white.
I
All
want
right,
to
we'll
hear
give you
Barry
some
White
Barry.
for sure.
Yeah. Jen. All right, Celeste, you want Marvin Gaye or Barry White?
Oh yeah, I want to hear the Barry White. I gotta hear the Marvin Gaye. I'm sorry, I
You
already
want
heard
Marvin
Barry
Gaye?
White.
Celeste. Celeste. Oh, Celeste. Celeste. Oh, Celeste.
Oh
No.
Oh.
Ooh,
Sending
man, I'm not finna play with y'all.
Oh my God,
Oh, that shit was
dog! This
funny.
is sending me.
I'm not finna play with y'all.
Oh
Okay, this one is for me. And it
God.
asks me, have you ever cheated on someone?
Drink up.
All right, so that's the game.
There is
Back to
footage
the
of the
metal.
sound, and I don't like it.
Then, okay, so let's get back to it. Next up is Politipsy. Politipsy.
I'm so tipsy.
You know, right? You know, that's just where we talk about politics and stuff going on and whatnot in our world. So, condom sales, folks is out here getting it in. Condom sales have risen 24%.
As they should.
They
People been
don't
out here
want
in
to have
quarantine
kids.
fucking.
They say, look, there's been a
Well,
boom
Meg
in
Thee
dating.
said, "Get your boots in your coat." That's what she meant.
Now, get your boots in your coat.
Yeah, that's what she meant. That means your mask and your condoms, right there.
I'm
Wrap
trying
it
to see,
all the way around.
like,
Strap it up. Strap it up.
why do y'all think that condom sales are rising like that?
Just told you, quarantine.
Quarantine.
Yeah, people been out here on these websites, on these dating apps, all bored and horny in the house, linking up. You know what I'm saying? Sneaky links all around. Got to make sure you're protected. Can't have no relationship and when you're single and quarantining. So you just gotta get your rocks off and keep it moving.
I feel it.
Plus, our generation just I don't know. We ain't really. I know marriage and families and shit is just down and I ain't nobody trying to fucking do it premature. Granted, I got a kid, but I'm just saying like I ain't trying to have another one. Like
Yeah.
you gotta protect yourself. I don't want to do. I want to do what I did once, and then next time I do it, Lord willing, I have a family. If not, then I'll just be shooting clubs up and buying Plan Bs, which is a little toxic. It's a little toxic. Or you gonna wear a condom. But either way, it's cheaper to spend that money on a pill or a condom than it is on a baby for rape.
Yeah, that's true. That part. Okay, what you think, Celeste? Why you think condom sales have risen?
I think the same thing. I mean, it's been quarantine. People are more so into the dating apps now. You've got a lot of, entrepreneurs on websites now that, have their own hustles. Um, I think that also, people are like he was saying, like people are just more cautious, more conscientious. Um, I do think that people are more aware of STDs. I think that there is more of an awareness culture. For instance, I'll be on TikTok and it'll be somebody like, I got genital herpes, and I'm gonna tell you how genital herpes is just like, type 1 herpes on your lip. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Hell
it's
no.
I feel like well, but I'm just saying, like, because they are the same thing. It's like if they have a herpes breakout or a breakout on their lip, a SARS breakout on their lip, and
I
they
think
give you head. Now you got
Okay,
genital
WebMD.
herpes,
tomato
huh?
potato.
I said, okay, WebMD. I'm gonna
Well,
need
no,
you to.
I'm just because these are things I'm saying. I'm speaking about facts. these are things that I am seeing a lot.
Yeah.
So I can only speak off of facts. These
No,
are
I'm
things
talking
that
about them. I'm calling them WebMD.
yeah, no, like for real, like really educating. And I'm like, it's like it's different, but it's also it's a beautiful thing to see people that do have um STIs, that have sexual trauma, sexually transmitted diseases, STDs, not STIs. People that have STDs, it's like actually refreshing to see them being vocal about it, because you can actually pinpoint people that have it. Because like I feel like we grew up in a day and age where people like hid it, and so you don't really know what people have, or they're just not aware of what they have because they don't want to get tested, blase. So like I'll be on TikTok and I'm like, damn, like people are comfortable with just saying like they got genital herpes or AIDS, or like, and so
You
ultimately
gotta
like
be
I root for them, like, hey.
you gotta be
And
bold and confident to get on this internet and live your truth. And I commend it
look,
who was willing to do it, because I swear for Lord, if I had something like I could tell y'all I had chlamydia because I got that shit cured. Like got the
you
clap,
have
but it's gone. There was only one. Yeah, up top. But
yeah.
to live with something and to get on the internet and be willing to just like kind of out yourself in a way, like that's some self love right there. Like that's some real living in your truth. I respect it, I commend it. But
Yeah.
man, I'd be like, damn, you bold.
Yeah.
I do respect it, but I just feel like, I mean, I'm just still of the notion that everybody don't need to know everything about you.
I agree
Like,
that.
Agreed.
but at the same time, if you're spreading awareness and you want to help people and that's your MO, then that's one thing. But I just feel like I see so much on the internet that I'm like, close the door. Like
I
it's
live
so much.
without saying this.
Yeah, it's like close your door. You everything don't got to be between you and the
And
world.
I agree.
Hmm.
But I
It's
think that when people are like, when you know what I'm saying, if some, let's say there's a girl who has herpes, but she found a husband and she got kids, and her life is good, or it's for what it is. It's really, I think that it's important for everybody to have a space, because just like with being a plus size man, that's a space that really doesn't exist for me. And I think it's important to create awareness. And I think that it's important to create awareness in other ways. So people are willing and able to kind of sacrifice themselves for knowledge and for advancement, and to show and encourage people like, yeah, you have something, but you can still live a normal life. I think that that's a powerful thing.
yeah,
And outside looking in there, of course we can all have our opinions, but like I know that shit can't be easy.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah. Like, I,
but me personally, I'm with you, Jaren. Like, fuck that. Like, maybe in my personal life, like I could divulge that to people close around me, but
yeah.
I don't know that I could ever like just put some shit on the internet where it stay forever. Because even if you take it down, like people is screenshot,
It's on
screen
the
record,
internet
somebody
forever.
else got footage of what's been said and done. So it's kind of like once you say it, you gotta kind of own that. So
Yeah.
to
And
be
the reality of a lot of these websites and social media platforms is that they have websites behind those websites.
for sure.
So if you post something in one place, you might delete something off Twitter, but it's on Leapfrog or whatever other websites have documented it. So
hmm
it's the internet is really forever. And I
Mhm.
just don't know if you want to have your medical information disclosed for the rest of your life. But it is more power to you if you.
I mean, I always say the best secret is a kept secret. So one, that's with anything, but especially on the internet. So it's like a
Yeah.
person would be real naive to think that it wouldn't or it couldn't come back up, regardless of if it's
Well,
believed.
I honestly think the way I look at it is I honestly 100% I don't have any STDs, and I thank God for that. However, I'm not going to feel more important or more validated than somebody that does have STDs, but I do feel like it does create a space for people that do have STDs to feel
Be
like they
possible.
are validated and that there are people out there, like, because I have friends that do have STDs and they feel like, how can I ever explain this to somebody? How can I ever be with someone if I know I have a STD? And I feel like it gives a space where people can feel like I'm not alone, I'm not going to die alone, and I can be accepted
And I don't have to be ashamed.
for, yeah, and I don't have to have shame for what I have to live with for forever. You know what I mean? And so that's why I mentioned it, because I do feel like it's a beautiful space where it's like, yeah, I do feel like, me personally, there are certain things I'm very private. I don't even show my daughter on social media. You know what I'm saying? But like, I do feel like it does give people a space to where they don't feel so invalidated and so alone, to where they'll never have, because I be seeing in the comments, it'll be people like, yeah, I have genital herpes and I'm so glad that you said this because I don't feel so alone, or like, I had chlamydia 3 times and like, I've been cured. You know, I'm like, hey,
No, I mean,
hey,
like I said earlier, it's a
you
space.
know,
Everybody should have a space, and
yeah,
Yeah.
I think that in any, like, I think with anything, standing up for Black rights, standing up for gay rights, standing up for with sexually transmitted disease, anything that's not the norm is a taboo, and to be the first or one of a few to be on a platform and express that is a major thing, and it's uncomfortable. But kudos to anybody that's willing to advocate not only for themselves or make themselves like a martyr or a public head figure to encourage and uplift, because it's all about the narrative. It's all about everybody's gonna have their own opinions and perspectives, but if you go into something with good intentions, then good things will follow. And you never know who you can touch with your story. And that's just an example of what God meant for, or the devil meant for evil. God turned it to something good. Like we
Yeah.
are, like I truly believe we don't struggle without purpose. Like sometimes things are consequences, but the road that's written for us is you. I always say, what I'm going through ain't always about me. Sometimes it ain't about what I'm going through. God knew I was strong enough to handle this and to deal with this and to overcome this. It's the people that I meet along the way that
Testimony.
that couldn't handle it, that don't know how to deal with it, that don't know how to maneuver through these things. And you never know who you can touch with your story because you were
Yeah.
bold enough to just stand up and say, this is my truth. And it empowers other people.
You don't get a testimony without some tests.
For real.
So
hey,
it's true.
do that.
All right. So the next story I want to talk about is Prince Harry racist past coming up, where he was talking, basically calling um people, Muslim people, ragheads, and he just came out saying a bunch of, it came up from the past, things he had said. Um, but I don't find this shocking because he literally is the bloodline of people who created colonizing. So I don't just expect his racial intelligence to be on display all the time. So him hooking up with a mixed black woman, might have grounded him in some ways, but I'm pretty sure he either probably still has some ignorant shit going on dormant in him, or he definitely used to have some ignorant shit going on out loud. So yeah, what y'all think?
I think that no matter who you are, no matter what race you are, you're bred and taught some form of toxicity and problematic behavior and problematic language and just problems. Um, One, it does not surprise me. One, because he's white. Two, because he's privileged. Three, because he's British. And four, as you pointed out, he is a poster child historically for colonization. But nevertheless, I do think that anybody can grow, and anybody can change, and anybody can evolve. Um, I don't feel away. And sometimes I hate that I'm so desensitized to certain things, but somebody coming out and saying something, their past coming back to hunt them does not surprise me. But he is married to a black woman, and he did renounce his throne, and he does, you know what I'm saying? It's all about involvement. Like, if I can see that you made a mistake and that you corrected your actions and that you live better than who you used to be, then it's forgivable. I don't have to walk around holding a grudge on somebody, one, that I don't know, but two, who somebody used to be. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't make it any better. Like, I don't know what he wasn't directly talking to black people, but I think that I don't know what's needed to rectify the situation. But I do think that he's very big into charity. He's doing better, and that's all we can do. Once you say what you say, you said it. Once you do what you do, you've done it. But what can you do? How can you move forward? And really, I think the only thing that anybody could ever do is just acknowledge the fact that they were problematic and toxic and wrong, and dedicate their lives to doing better. Which, from outside looking in, that's what I kind of see he doing. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I definitely think he's atoned himself. You know what I'm saying? So that is true. What you think, Celeste?
I'm in complete agreement. I feel like that is those are one of the graces in life. You can be born into a family that is ignorant to um, race war, and you can create your own understanding of who people are, what a whole race is. You know what I'm saying? Like, just us growing up in the South, we grew up around a lot of ignorant white people. And it's all on both ends. There's ignorant white people, there's ignorant black people, there's ignorant Latinos, Asians. I'm not pinpointing a certain race. I'm making a point that you can be an ignorant individual because of where you grew up,
Circumstance.
how you were taught. And so all I worry about is what you take from that and how you grow from that. And what you grow into and how you create your own identity and your own understanding of who people are or who a race is, that's what matters to me. So, yes, they may have him on record saying, whatever he said, it's not okay. But it's the fact that he's grown from it and he understands different. Because the way I look at it is, you've got children now that have the bloodline of African descent. So you can't not like your own. You can't hate your own children. You know what I mean? And so it's almost ironic how those types of things work. What you hated, you've come to love.
Well, so
Mm-hmm.
What
I,
you hated, you've come to love.
I would say that
Yeah.
from literally birth to 18, you're taught this rhetoric or this notion or this way of being about life. And I think that your 20s are for you to kind of challenge that. And then your 30s is when you really unwork all of that toxicity and trauma. And like, you don't really realize until you go out into the world alone that, damn, everybody ain't Christian. Damn, everybody ain't racist. Damn, everybody ain't a gang member. Damn, everybody ain't hypermasculine. Everybody ain't a hoe. Everybody doesn't act, walk, dress, talk, move the same way. And when you're in a bubble, when you're in your bubble, you think that this is normal. And then you get out into the world and you start to see different. And then by 30, or later 20s and 30s, you're starting to challenge what you've been taught and undo and unwork and do better. And that's kind of like the beauty of kind of growing up and really kind of coming into your own as a person. And I think that if the world offered people the grace that they think that they should have, then we would be a better people. We will be better
Yeah.
people because everybody wants grace. Everybody wants the space. Nobody wants people bringing up their past or throwing shit in their face or making them feel guilty or constantly having to apologize or to atone. And that's what leads to anxiety and depression and suicide. It's because you literally can't get over who you used to be, and you kind of punish yourself for how you used to talk and how you used to walk and how you used to look, and you don't give yourself that grace. And I think that hurt people, and I think that when people aren't able to acknowledge what's in themselves, they like to point it out on other people. It's easier for me to call you flawed, even though I do the exact same thing. It's because I can't address what's in me, and I would rather make you feel bad about it instead of punishing me. And so even though we're talking about race, I don't think that all white people are inherently bad. And even when I'm dealing with some situations, it's almost like I still allow grace and understanding because I realize that people don't know any better sometimes. It depends on the level of disrespect, but I'm always willing to educate people and to challenge people to do better if it's in the right setting. I've never been blatantly disrespected to have to get crazy. But every opportunity that I've had with people who aren't like me, who didn't grow up like me, and this is for black people too, because some people from the hood and some people rich. Some people had 2-parent homes, some people didn't. And sometimes you got to check your own people. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. I just want to allow grace. I allow grace, and it ain't because he British or he a prince or none of this dumb bullshit. I think it's because I see his works now. I see how now I see that he looks differently than what he's being exposed for.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so we still on the subject of race, but they told Ilhan Omar to go back to her country in a Fox News segment.
Give it a second. Hold on.
Okay. Here you go, Rashad.
Oh, my bad. I hopped off because I thought it was going to be longer. Coming back. Go back to your country in 3, 2.
Okay.
So, yes.
What did they
like
say?
I said, they told Ilhan Omar to go back to her country. Ilhan Omar is a U.S. representative. She is a refugee. She's a politician, and she's with the Democratic Farmer Labor Party. She's very progressive, and she's actually one of the people who actually gives a damn about other people. But, right wing media has made her out to be this monster like they tend to do.
Did this happen on Fox?
It's happened on Fox. It was a Fox News segment.
That doesn't surprise me, and that tells me everything that I need to know.
They're not even real news.
They're not real news. And I do not understand. America is so weird because we just allow, not that we should be in any type of dictatorship, but we just allow dangerous media to be on our, like, permeating in people's minds. We just allow fascism, racism, and evilness to just flow. Have the number one show in America, Tucker Carlson. It's very strange that this is allowed.
It's not strange to me.
It's hate speech. It's strange to me because I feel like anybody else, like you was talking about cancel culture earlier. Mm-hmm. Anybody who says something, does something, they getting checked, right? But you have this whole station, which is not even a real news station. It's not even real news. It's an entertainment program, which is how they get through lawsuits that they get. By saying, no, it's just entertainment. You should know better.
That's why it does not. Here's the thing. I'll wait.
It's Uncle Ricky.
People say what they say, and they do it behind freedom of speech because this is what this land was built upon. people feel validated by saying what they said because in the Constitution we consider 3/5 of a person. And damn the amendments, that's still a part of our history. That's still in the, you know what I'm saying? That's still a part of what was originally set. That was the tone that was set. And so it does not surprise me that people get away with this. And I think that the only reason that it's kind of accepted, even though cancel culture is a real thing, but when people have platforms and they are protected by lawyers and networks and higher powers that be, then it's okay. It's really more so the people in everyday life that affect cancel culture. Unless you just did some like real fucked up shit, then it plays a part. But I don't think that racism on the public media will ever go far because there are far more white people backing it than black people, and they're protected by freedom of speech, and they feel dignified to say the things that they say and do. It's sick.
I just find it bizarre. I don't find it surprising. I find it bizarre that it's allowed. That nobody does anything about it.
Oh God, that Tommy Lerner woman! I swear to God, if I ever see her, I hit her with my car, like for real, like dead ass. Like she's allowed to kind of just paint these narratives and say these rhetorics and spew this hate and divisiveness, and it's allowed. And that's Fox for you. That's entertainment for you. That's the news for you. That's public speech for you. That's the Fifth Amendment. I don't know what amendment it is, but freedom of speech. Like people are allowed to do these things, and they hide behind this dumbass law. But I guarantee you, the shit that they talk in these four walls that they safe in, they would not walk around saying what the fuck they say out in public. Because I promise you, nobody wants to be fucking popped in the mouth and mollywopped upside across the head. People have good sense when they want it. And I don't believe that people are ignorant to what they're saying and what they're doing. They just have a space to do it, and they feel safe in it.
That part.
I'm talking that shit in the projects. Say that shit to a black person or a person of color. It'll never work.
Would never.
It's just like Dylan Roof. Like Dylan Roof had to go. He wrote a manifesto, and he wrote in his manifesto that he knew he couldn't go to the projects or to the hood. So he went to a church where people prayed with him before he killed them.
Yeah.
And he wrote in his letter that he knew he could not go. He couldn't go with the hood niggas. He'd get his ass blown off.
His best friend was black. That's what really disturbs me. And they took his ass to Burger King and got him a number 4 with extra pickles. Or a number 2 with extra pickles. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of world we live in. Like,
and you have a mentally you can have a mentally ill, naked black person call for a wellness check and they end up dead.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So this
and still that's the same guys that police officers. I'm in fear for my life. That's the same. People have space and anonymity and protection to act an ass. Except us. We always have to be 3 times twice as better to get half of what they got. You know?
Yeah.
It was instilled in me to be able to speak well. It was instilled in me to be able to dress well. It was instilled in me not to come off too aggressive and not be too emotional or too expressive and know how, you know what I'm saying? I always have to move differently than my counterparts because I am the one who will be held accountable. And it's sad that that's the world that we live in, but I'm grateful that I was taught that because some people don't know how to interact when it comes to police. Some people don't know how to interact when it comes to politicians. Some people don't know how to get in front of a huge space and eloquently and concisely express themselves. And it's just sad that we don't have the same grace that the rest of the world does, and we are held to a higher caliber. And still, even being held to a higher caliber and learning and maneuvering in this world, they still don't respect you. They still don't hear you. They still don't feel you. But the only difference is you didn't die because you were able to articulate yourself. You didn't, you didn't, your mic got cut on because you were able to compose yourself.
Yeah.
Half of what's
It's like
get the respect, but my mic gets to get cut on and I don't get to die. That's half of it. Where you see white people talk shit to police, do whatever the fuck they want, move however the fuck they want, commit the most heinous and egregious crimes, and not be held accountable and be treated subserviently. It's disgusting. And it's sad.
I was in the hospital at one point, and I got into it with a non-person of color lady, and she basically was pissing me off. But one of the nurses told me, they were like, don't prove her right, or it was basically like one of those, don't be that ghetto person that
Typical black
yeah.
woman.
But I was like,
give her a reason.
Yeah, but I was like, she don't run me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm finna roast this bitch. And that's just what I did. Because at the end of the day, I'm not worried about impressing you because you're not impressing me right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not worried about how you feel about what I look like, because what you look like, you finna get smoked.
Hey, that's a whole word. You should put that on a t-shirt. I'm worried about impressing you right now because you're not impressing me. That's a motherfucking mouthful.
For real though.
Begins respect and disrespect begets disrespect. And that's on what Celeste was called. She missed her cue. That's on what Celeste would call. Okay, period. I'm gonna say it.
Period. For real though. It's a period moment. It's a period moment. Because
cool.
And I noticed that a lot of black people are concerned with how other races view us. But I tell black people all the time, they're not concerned with how you view them. So why are you concerned with how they view us?
I care about the optics because I don't want to perpetuate a standard. I don't want to perpetuate a way of being, but also it's more so I will have more to lose than anybody else. I can match anybody's energy. I can give people what they give me, but ultimately, when it evolves to something different, when it goes somewhere else, I'm the one who will be the person that escalated the situation. I'm the one that should have done something better. It'll always be, well, it don't matter what they did to you. What did you do? I am always having to be accountable for self, regardless of what other people do to me. And that's the way I like to walk. I do believe accountability is important. So regardless if it's right or wrong, I try to move in that way because I should. Like, you should be accountable. You should care about being accountable. However, I'm not saying that sometimes people don't need their ass beat. Sometimes people don't need to be checked. I'm just saying that regardless of whatever situation I walk into, if I know I'm about to get into a fight, if I know I'm about to get violent, if I know I'm about to get ugly, I'm prepared for the consequences of that. You know what I'm saying? So let us know who to call. She know where to get the money from. You know? Yeah. I know I get my mama on the phone. Like, if I'm about to go ignorant, I know how to prepare myself. And I'm never walking without knowing the consequences of my actions. And I think that accountability and knowing the consequences are very important because it teaches you how to self-regulate, but it also teaches you to be conscientious on how you move. And that's the reality of the situation. Like, you just got to be aware that no matter what, how you move, what you say, what you do, everything matters. And if you don't give a fuck, that's cool not to give a fuck, but make sure you know that it's a consequence behind not giving a fuck. And if you don't want the consequence, if you don't want to go to jail, if you don't want to be beat the fuck up and popped up in the mouth, like, maybe you should calm it the fuck down.
Yeah. I got all the smoke for whoever got smoke for me. I'm here to set it ablaze. It don't matter to me. Like it don't matter to me how you see me because how you and this is another thing that I try to tell people because they try to be like, well, we need to make sure we can get respectability. That's the same type of image as that's the same type of thinking as don't show your color. A thing about it, they haven't respect you since you hopped off the boat. They have not liked you. They have not respected you. When you held your head down and called them boss, they didn't like you. When you were making their food, making their beds, they didn't like you. So any excuses, oh they're ghetto, they're thugs, they're this, they're that. You didn't like me at any phase. At name a year. Name a year of peace.
Pick a year.
Pick a year. Pick a year of peace out the last 400 years for us.
It don't exist.
It don't exist. And how many cultural, fashion, and all the changes and dynamics that we've been through. So that means we've been through over several different ways of being, and that has not made a difference.
Mm-hmm.
So if you see me and you think I'm thugged out, I don't give a fuck.
I don't think either perspective is right or wrong. I think my way and your way are both equally correct. Because I have never seen a black person not to be wrong or not that they're wrong for expressing themselves, feeling the way they feel. I do think that there's always something we can always do better. But sometimes today ain't being better. Yeah. Sometimes I'm going to give you what I got. You didn't understand the assignment when you started talking to me the way you talked to me. And that's just what it's going to be.
You got smoke and I'm a smoker. Anyways, so the next story is a short one because I don't know much about it. But Bill Gates is getting divorced from Melinda Gates. I'm not sure who initiated the divorce though. Do y'all know?
I already slid in Melinda's DMs. I sent a nice little message shooting my shot. That's just what it is. I don't really care. One door closes, another door opens. Man, treasure. And I'm just hoping Bay get a nice little alimony, nice little settlement. You know what I'm saying? We can get us an island and live our good life. And maybe I'll shoot y'all shot to Mr. Gates because we all equal opportunity.
You heard me?
Couple strips.
I think, strangely enough, I don't believe this is necessarily his karma yet, but I do believe that Bill Gates got some karmic debts he got to pay. Because he is a very deceitful man. And he is corruption with glasses, and he's gonna reap what he sowed. I think this is just one of many things that's probably gonna happen to him before his life is over, because he does have a karmic debt to pay, because he on some other shit. So I don't really feel for him. And I really don't feel for Melinda because she had the same agenda that he did. She was all over in Africa like, oh, y'all ain't having no more kids? Yes. Like, she was all, you know what I'm saying? She literally was saying out, like, the guy she was talking to was like, yeah, the birth rate is going down. And she's like, good. Oh, what the fuck? What are we doing right now?
Of this world. Damn right. Stop fucking people. Great job. That's a lot of
fun. No more niggers? Okay. Yes. Like, it's like, no, bruh. No, get away from me, evil deeds. Yeah. But yeah, they getting a divorce.
I ain't got no opinion about it. All I know is I shot my shot. I want to be a millionaire so freaking bad.
You know she's finna get a hefty song, too. Oh, she finna get some shmoneys. He made a lot of money during the pandemic. During this pandemic, he made a lot of money.
Well, he
Billions.
projected it, so I mean,
And I want to be a part of that lot of money he made.
He most
Let
definitely.
it well, my brother. And we won't even have no
he's,
kid because
he's
I'm
a
sure she's
part of
married.
the madness.
Yeah, he made billions of dollars during this pandemic.
I
Rashad,
bet
you
you
can't
he
see.
has investments in the vaccine, so he's getting paid off of that too.
Yeah,
That's just to be, that's being just safe. Like,
yeah. I wouldn't trust somebody who wants to depopulate the world with my medicine. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't trust somebody who is, a geeky Thanos with my what's going in me. No, 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 no. Because I believe if he had the Infinity Stones, he would have been snapped like a long time ago.
absolutely.
He wants us. He wants 3 billion. He said, what did he say? Like 3 billion people need to die. He said this. He's crazy.
And he
He's
wants like
crazy.
what, two, two left, one or two.
Yeah, he's nuts. And I get that overpopulation is a real thing, but the
What is it that you're trying to do where you feel like you need all these people to die and not
yeah,
do this? That's what I'm trying to understand.
there's one
What
thing.
is your objective? What are your plans to where you feel like this billions of people need to die for you? For
And
you to
I'm
be
pretty
able to,
sure.
like, are you trying to open up an amusement park? Like, I mean, do you want to
Yeah.
just fly around in a private jet or you want to bounce around planets? I don't know. Like,
I'm pretty positive
elaborate, sir.
he would not be the sacrificial lamb to the slaughter of 3 billion people. He would not be the one that's like, well, you know what? I'm doing this for the planet. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna happen like that. He
No.
wants other people gone while he stays. And he's been buying up land. He's been buying up acres and acres of land. And nobody knows why. But I'm sure he's preparing for something that he knows is going to happen that he's a part of, more than likely. So it's
Yeah,
crazy.
put that
Yeah,
version below. And
dude, crazy. Okay, but the next story, the final story for Politipsy is I don't know if y'all know Milo Yiannopoulos. Do y'all know who that is?
Mm-mm.
He is a political commentator, a right wing political commentator who was gay, and that was his brand. He's the gay political commentator who, hates himself because he's so gay. And now, recently he came out and he told everybody he was ex gay. He's no longer gay. And recently, just child. Okay, sure. Sure, Jan. Anyway, he came out and said he's no longer gay. And recently, he took his wedding ring from his that he got from his husband and threw it in the ocean to prove that he don't take dick no more. Like it's just I don't know, dude.
I don't even know. I didn't read anything about it. That's the one thing I didn't read that. But okay,
Yeah, he.
I think that like certain things. It's like if you didn't want a person to see you this way, or you wanted to move forward or move on, or whatever the case may be, you wouldn't continue to add fuel to a fire. Like, why not just say what you said and be done with it, not address it, and move the fuck on? But apparently, you want this in the news. You want people to know. Like, it is weird. Like, shut the like. Why bring that attention to yourself? It does not make it better. It makes it worse.
He's trying to get an audience because he fell off. He was very popular at one point in the political sphere, but
That's not
now,
why he fell off, though, right?
yeah, huh?
Is that why he fell off?
No, he fell off just because people just weren't interested anymore in him. You know
Oh,
what I'm saying? His career just kind of fell off. His whole shtick was that he was gay, and if he went on Joe Rogan's podcast and basically said, if I had a choice, I wouldn't be gay, because it's this terrible thing, to get dick, and it's just like,
that's a whole nother conversation. Like the conversation between choice versus people born this way. I don't engage in it just because I don't know. I think it's 50-50. I think maybe some people are born that way. I think sometimes traumatic experiences leave. I don't know. I don't have an answer for it. I don't seek to define that. That's people's right to say who they are. But I do think that you cannot kind of say like, oh, if I don't have a choice, this is who I am, and then go and say, oh, well, I have a choice now. I'm gonna just choose. Like it don't work like that. Like you gotta taught on between born this way and choice because it don't make sense and it has confusion and it's an attention based type of thing. So I don't have an opinion about it. I just think it didn't what they say it didn't give what it was supposed to give.
yeah, it's not giving.
It's not
It's
giving.
giving desperation. You know what I'm saying? It's giving love me, somebody love me. Like that's what it's giving. Milo, you're pathetic. I'm sorry to say it like that, but you pathetic, dude. Um, okay, so that's the end of Politipsy. So we're gonna go back to the game. Have you ever cheated on someone? Oh my gosh. Anyways, Celeste, have you shoplifted?
No. When I was younger, yeah.
Okay, because
Not as an
I know
not
you
as
might
an
get
adult,
this line in front of
but
me.
like when I was like younger, yeah.
Okay, because I thought you was finna try to lie for a second, and I was like,
No, because I'm thinking, my mind is as an adult. I'm like, no, like that's not. But yeah, as a youngin,
yeah. I used to hit a Walmart like that was my cousin house or something. I used to just go pick.
Walmart's what
Give
changed
me
my life. Those
yeah,
undercover
give me that.
people.
Give me that. Okay, Rashad. Let's see. I dare you to kiss three random items chosen by the players with your eyes closed. We can't do that. So you just have to kiss three random objects.
Okay.
Okay. Good
I
enough.
give me another one. That was trash.
Okay, hold on. All right. What's the most embarrassing thing in your web browser history?
Give me a second.
We're listening.
Gotta hit him with the with the me. What?
I don't
With the
have
me
anything.
pause. What?
I'll read to y'all what I got. Car hood, orange symbol, car warning, BMW. School fight, Ice Cube movie. San Francisco auditioning cast. Are giraffes and horses related? Lola Falona, Marge Sinclair, Airbnb, John and Wayne Carter, Devil's Bath, PG County. I ain't got nothing good. Like
At
my
this
my
point, you're
brain is
boring
clean.
me.
The FB,
You're
my
Man,
boring
FB.
me.
what? Where's the midget porn?
I'm
That
I'm
I literally
disappointed.
was gonna. I promise to God, I think the most embarrassing thing that I could ever have in my life is midget porn. I've definitely watched midget porn, not for anything kinky, just because I wanted to see what midget
I
porn was.
just kind of seen what it looks like.
It
I
was at
can't watch midget porn. They
I
too
too
little.
can no longer watch midget porn. It
I
didn't.
can't watch midget porn. I can't watch pregnant porn.
That's the thing.
Like, I don't get pregnant porn. I'm like, bro, you
The thing.
yeah, that's a thing.
Oh,
It is.
There's pregnant porn.
I won't speak on it, but
Girls that be pregnant and they doing the deed, yeah, it's real and it's creepy. Cause I'm
I
like,
see all those spirits on my
don't
phone.
y'all realize like it's a baby in the room? Like it's a baby in the room right now. That don't freak you out.
It's a whole
Like,
soul. There's a whole growing individual.
I mean, I
Yeah,
get that people have sex when they're pregnant and all, but like, you really want to fuck on camera? Like, people fetishize that? That's the thing.
yeah, that's a thing.
What
Okay.
don't
All right, y'all.
back to
So we almost done. So it's time for tipsy topics.
What was yours?
What was mine? Oh shit! Hold on. Let me do it back.
Thank you, Shad. Okay.
She was really trying to play us.
Okay. It says, does size matter?
Yes.
I mean, it depends on how small we talk. It depends on how small we talking. Because if we talking too small to feel, that matters.
Just say yes, sis. Just say
Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
Because
yeah, yeah,
And everybody can agree it matters.
yeah. It matters. But I mean, it is some people that could put the motion in the ocean, but
I mean, your personal
they
choice
gotta
of
have
what
some
size
Shakira,
matters is your own.
Shakira.
there is a such
Please
thing
emotion.
as shrimps. Okay. So tipsy topics. Here we go. What song would be the theme song for your life, Rashad?
All right. Damn, you gonna put me on the spot.
I
I know too many damn songs. I don't know. I Want It That Way by NSYNC.
I want
Nice.
Yeah,
Want
that's
it
that's what's in my.
that way. Tell me why.
ain't nothing but a
Tell me why.
Ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why I never
Wanna hear you say
I want it
it
that
that
way. That's
way.
real. I do know.
my bye.
Look at my
I
one
want desire.
desire.
Yeah, that's it.
Don't
That's the
fucking
one.
do this, guys. Stop it.
I don't know if Lay sending this as her answer, but she said Rose Golden,
Yeah,
Kid Cudi featuring Willow Smith.
No,
She sent it
that's
fit.
an answer. That's a legit answer. Yes, yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
I think you go ahead, Celeste. What's your theme song?
That's
that's like
so
it.
hard. That is really, really hard. I want to say maybe Snow Allegra, Home. Is it Home? Um,
Her
hold
then.
on. Let me make sure. That's really hard to like pinpoint one song in your life because if I really want to, I would take it back to like the 80s, 90s
Mm,
vibe. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Okay, well, okay, one song I'll say this. One of one of my life songs, like between my mother and I don't know if you all can see me
Can't see you.
because I clicked out of this. I'm sorry, I clicked out of it, so you all can't see me now. But
Baby,
like
come back.
my one of you said, "Baby, come back." So like one of my songs is "Return of the Mac." That's like
Return. That is y'all song.
that's
That
me and my mom's. Yeah, that's like our song.
is
So
y'all.
like
You
that's
lied
something that
to me.
resonates. All those times you said that I love you.
Why
Yeah.
do I actually remember y'all bumping that shit though?
Cause that's our song.
Yeah,
Facts.
my song. You
Huh?
gotta cam back up.
What'd you say, sis?
You gotta cam back up.
Okay, here I come.
Thank
I
you. I
was
was just
trying
about to
to
say
find.
something.
What?
That I can't see Celeste.
Yeah, that's why I told her to get back on camera. Asked her to get back on camera.
Okay, I'm here.
Okay, there she go.
I'm sorry,
She's
guys.
coming.
But yeah, like I want to say, okay, so I'll just say that Return of the Mac is like one of the songs of my life. Like if my mom is in the car with me, or like God forbid my mom never be here, or if she's not with me, that's one of the songs that I always feel her with. Is like Return of the Mac. It's just like those. It's that song that just gets me super hype and happy and just like I don't
Yeah. Mine, I got two.
Well,
One
yeah,
of the
that's fair.
one of them would be. It's just because I'm indecisive right now. One of them would
know.
be Destiny's Child Survivor, and then the other one would be Inner City Blues by Marvin Gaye. Cause I love
Okay,
this
I
song.
was thinking, yeah, Marvin Gaye for sure is a vibe.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that song. Okay, the next topic is witchcraft bad or good?
I mean, I'm a crystal collecting sage, branded manifesting Negro, so I yeah, I think that it's a religious practice for people. So I would never shit on any religious practice. I can not say something's bad. I think that as long as you believe in something and it's with good intentions, I'm cool with whatever. Just don't put no spell on me. Don't curse me.
I put a spell on you, Beyonce. Anyway, so you Celeste, what you think?
Um, I definitely think that there are people that are gifted with gifts in this world. I would be ignorant to not think that people are not gifted in this life. And so, with that being said, I feel like it's all what you do with that gift. How do you use that gift? Is it for good? If it's for evil, I don't support that. I don't support it at all. But like, I definitely think there are people that are gifted in this life with supernatural powers, and if they use them for good, then absolutely.
Yeah.
It's all about language. Like we supernatural, spiritual. Like I think that no matter who you are, where you are, what you do, like we find synonyms and we try to make words sound better than they are when it's all the same thing. Like you could say you have a premonition or you that you're a prophet and you had a vision. Like no matter what, it's a gift. It's seeing something. I think that prayer could be interpreted as chanting. Like it's all about how people perceive it, and I
Mhm.
think that people want to condemn what they don't understand. And I think that we view things in a one dimensional way and without lack of knowledge. I don't think not even talking about like witchcraft, but just like being Muslim versus being Christian, being Jewish versus being Buddhist. Like you have a limited amount of knowledge about something, and I think that when your religious upbringing has been instilled in you, you think that any other way is the wrong way. And I think that
It's the wrong way.
I think that
It's
it's okay to not believe what other people believe, but I think that it should be done respectfully because you
Yeah.
somebody shitting on your beliefs.
I mean, it's spells in the Bible. So
So,
literally, it's spell work in the Bible.
mhm.
So somebody trying to denounce all spell work, it'll be like, but you know what book you read, right? But I don't think it's inherently bad. I think, like I said, it's nuanced. Like y'all were saying, it's good and it's bad, just like everything. Everything has that nuance to it. I believe if you're out here cursing people or putting curses on people or breaking karmic laws, I don't support that. Um, Certain interference with people's free will, I don't support that. Like love spells and things like that. Is I don't support none of that.
Mhm.
But I don't necessarily think that all witchcraft is bad. Okay, so the last topic is your top 5 most memorable moments of your life. I'm gonna go with Rashad.
No, don't go. I got a process.
He said no, don't go with me. Celeste, what's your top 5 most memorable moments?
Oh, that's hard. My senior year of high school. When I graduated college, like my college years, are like a highlight. When I've traveled the world, like okay, so my first time out of the country was to Dubai. That was a highlight of my life because it was euphoric. It was a moment that you always envision yourself being somewhere else and seeing the world, but when you actually step foot on the soil of a different country, it is euphoric. It's just, it's unexplainable. It's
Yeah.
out of body. You know what I mean? It's you don't even know how to explain what you feel because it feels so unreal, but so beautiful and so um life changing, you know.
Mhm.
So my first time out of the country is definitely another one of those times. Um, when I had my daughter, that was absolutely life changing
Of course.
because of everything that I went through, everything she went through. So that's four. I'm trying to think of five. Um, those are four. I'll say five would be being out of the country or in another territory without my daughter. That was different. That was life changing because it was a different experience. Because your child is a part of you. And so in a different, being hours and states or territories apart from your child, it sits different. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Okay, that's good. That's 5 good
I
ones.
think I'm gonna
So
say
you ready
this
for shot?
first. Yeah, I will say first experience was working, getting a, getting my first job. Felt good to make my own money. I was working an easy way at 15, so that was cool to like have a paycheck and be able to buy what I want and do what I want. Two, really all of high school. Um, my high school friends are still my favorite people. Like I still have a very good bond, a close bond. They're still my best friends, still family to me. So definitely that. I feel like I'm piggybacking off Celeste, but honestly, like it's all the same shit. Like college, TSU. I got the chance to experience HBCU. Did that freshman year, so that was really cool. And I met some amazing people. But I'm happy I went to MTSU because I felt like I elevated and became more diverse. Oh shit, let me rewind. I did bridge builders in Memphis. That was kind of like a really edifying moment for me. That was the first time I ever like experienced people from different races, religions, cultures, and it really just taught me to be more open to the world. And lastly, becoming a father. Like, and yeah, that was I became a dad. I'm responsible for something, and
Okay.
he's still alive. So
You doing
He's alive
good.
and well. Okay.
doing good.
So was that 5?
I think that was four. I don't know. I don't know. Honorable oh, Bridge Build. Oh, not Bridge Build. Goddamn, Peace Corps. Did Peace Corps.
You
Peace
did Peace
Corps.
Corps?
I did do Peace Corps. So
Oh
Peace
my
Corps was definitely
gosh.
an experience for sure. It
Oh
was
my gosh. I'm jealous.
dramatic. But I did Peace Corps. I did AmeriCorps too.
I'm so jealous you did Peace Corps. I remember when me and Celeste thought we was gonna escape school and go do Peace Corps.
Literally, like we
We was like, we fucking out of here.
sick of this.
Fuck you guys. I'm out of
Okay.
here.
I'm gonna say, okay, my top 5 memorable moments. Um, Probably when I first went to MTSU. Um, Definitely mid high school years, like junior year and senior year, that type of stuff. Um, my first time going to the hospital, um, because of a break, mental break. That's memorable because I will never forget that day. Um, Let me think. I think when I published my second book, the one that I actually wrote, and being out in Vegas living with Celeste for a good amount of time was memorable. So yeah, that's my
It's
5.
top five.
Top 5.
Top five. Top five. Top five.
Top 5, top 5. All right, so that's all the tipsy topics. And that's our show, you guys. So thank you, audience. Give us your opinions on any topics that we talked about. We love to hear from you. And remember to ring that bell. Send love our way because we sending love your way. And we up. And that's culture.
Love you guys. Have a good night.
Good night. Good night, y'all.